Hey guys, Michelle from Michelle's Craft Corner here, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to make a cute origami basket or box using just a sheet of designer series paper. Let's get started! Alright, so here is a close-up of one of those boxes. I think they just turned out so cute, a little basket. I know right now as I'm recording this, it's kind of just in time for Easter, so if you're thinking like me, what a great way to give some gifts or some candy to some kids. Just a little grass and kind of any candy that you want. So really love this project, and you can use any designer series paper that you have. So here's another Easter themed basket for a kid, some candy, just like that. But if you're not thinking Easter, you can also do these boxes as like friend gifts. So here's a girlfriend pick-me-up pack idea, some nail polish, some candy. So you don't have to put the handle on it, but I will show you how to do that. Alright, and then another thing too, I'm not going to show you how to do the lid in this video, but I also wanted to point out that you can actually do a lid for these. So just a simple square and liner and any kind of topper that you want. Just depends what size box you decide to go with. But these are just so much fun to make, and it's a really good way to burn through some of your designer series paper scraps and just make a cute little gift that you can give to anybody. So for today's video, and as I said, you can use any of the awesome designer series paper that Stampin' Up! Has, but today I'm going to be using the Eastern Palace designer series paper, which is just a gorgeous set. Here's a little close-up right there. It even has this wonderful gold foil, although handy thing to know, the gold foil is one-sided. It does not have coordinating color on the back. So I liked this one just because it had a really good two-sided contrast, so I thought it'd be easier to see in the video. So besides our designer series paper, which we're only going to be needing a small sheet of, the other big thing you really need for this project is your bone folder. Now this thing is inexpensive and you can really get a lot of use out of it. So I would definitely recommend a bone folder for these sharp creases. The sharper your creases are, the easier your box is going to be to make. The other thing, depending on if you want to glue down your little side flaps, you can use the multi-purpose liquid glue, some of the fine tip glue. You can also use the tear and tape adhesive. So pretty much any of them will work to put the sides down. And then I also just did some little expired brads. Alright, so let's get started. So for this example, I've got a square of this designer series paper, and it's an 8x8 square. Now, handy thing to note, you can do this video with any size square of designer series paper. So you could do a 12x12, you could do a 5x5, but I definitely recommend first time doing this to do a bigger size. So it doesn't have to be the 8x8, but you do want to start with the bigger size. It'll be easier to fold and follow. The smaller sizes can be a little trickier to manage. So that's my handy tip. Start with the bigger size and then you'll be good. Alright, so for this one, I think I want the blue to be on the outside. So the blue being, oh, you can't see that I'm pointing to. Okay, here we go. The blue being this green section here. So if whatever color you want to be on the outside, that is the side you're going to be leaving on the outside when you do our first fold. So first fold right down the middle. And you want to line up those edges. And I like to just line them up and then take my bone folder and give it a nice sharp crease. Just like that. Okay? Then we're going to open it back up and turn it and fold it the opposite way. So we're basically making a big X right through the center of our square. Okay, got that? We have our nice square, and hopefully you guys can see that okay in the video. Maybe, maybe not. All right. Hard to say. All right. Alright, so now that we have our square done, we're going to turn it at as a triangle, well, diamond, I guess, and we're going to do another corner to corner. It doesn't really matter which one you pick. sure I line that up good. Okay. And then do another fold, and this should be right in the center, just like that. Keep in mind, nice sharp creases are your friend. Okay, so now we have a fun triangle going on. All right, now this is the start of the trickiness, but you guys got this. Okay, so we're going to take this point. Now keep in mind, so we've got this nice square going on all the way to the center. And we're going to fold this line. Do this nice and slow here. We're going to fold it in. Just like that. So this point got folded inside to this point. Okay? So if I open it up, it's like that. Okay? I'll go ahead and give it another good crease. And then we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So we're going to take this point and fold it in. Just like that. So we have a nice square, and the other thing is all of my openings are at the top. So as you fold, keep all your openings to the top. It will be so much easier, trust me on this. So opening at the top. All right, so now we have our fun square. So this is our good starting point. All right, then we're going to take this and kind of like the page of a book, we're just going to fold it over point to point and give it another crease down the center. So this is going to be just a nice seam, nice guideline crease just down the middle for folding later. So we're going to take the whole thing, pancake flip it over, and do the same thing on the other side, just folding that flap over like a book and giving it a nice crease down the center. Okay. Right. So we should have just a crease on each side, if you can see that. Hopefully that's a good angle. Okay. So I'm going to fold it back flat again. I'm following my directions too, so I don't mess up for the video. Okay. All right, so next thing, so we have our center crease, which hopefully you guys can see okay in the video. I know it's kind of tricky to see, but we're going to take this first flap, this point, and we're going to fold it over to that center line. So just like that. And then it's easier for these to fold from the bottom up to that smaller tip. So all the way to the center line, and then taking my bone folder and just giving it a little press and folding it all the way up. Just like that. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. So we've just got this small triangle in the center. Okay. And then we're going to do the other side, exact same thing. Doing this small triangle. Yeah, I'm really worried that this might be hard to see. Let me know in the comments if this was a bad paper to choose. All right, so same thing, starting from the bottom, folding all the way up. Still have my opening at the top. Okay. So it kind of has this, like, these two little flaps, but they're not going further than that center crease. Okay, so two flaps, center crease. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. All right, so then we're going to take the whole thing, pancake flip it over, and do the exact same thing. We're going to take that little side and fold it to the center. Now if you need help seeing the center, sometimes it helps to kind of lift this side up just to see that crease. So folding it over. Taking my bone folder and give it a nice, good, sharp crease. Make sure my tip is not going to be, there we go. Just like that. You can do the same thing on the other side. There's a lot of repeating that step when it comes to origami style folding stuff. Okay, there we go. Okay, that one didn't go all the way to the center, but it'll be fine. Okay. So we have our 2 flaps here. Turn the whole thing over. 2 flaps here. Okay? Hopefully I didn't lose anybody at this point. Okay? So now our different color paper is going to start coming in handy. All right, so we're going to take one of these flaps. It doesn't matter which one you start with. Keep in mind the opening to our box, which I know we're all folded up, is at the top. All right, so we're going to take one of these flaps and open it up. And then I just like to stick my finger into the hole all the way down to the tip. And then we're going to press that flap down so the outer crease matches the inner crease. So they're just going to line right up, yet again, bone folder, and fold down that triangle. So just like that. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. Okay. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Yet again, I'm going to take that flap and stick my finger in and just fold it down crease to crease. Take my bone folder and give it a nice sharp crease there. Alright, so if you did it right, it should look like that. So we've got our 2 smaller triangles on the outside and kind of the longer ones pointy on the inside. Alright, and you can probably guess what I'm going to say next. We're going to pancake flip it over and do the exact same thing on the other side. We're going to take these little side flaps, stick a finger in, and fold that down crease to crease. Taking, go, just like that. Same thing on the other side. Finger in, crease to crease. Okay, so you should have kind of an odd hexagon kind of shape on both sides. All right, now it doesn't matter which side you start with, but laying it flat, we're going to take it and yet again turn the flap page like a book. So turning it like a book, if it's a little stubborn, sometimes you have to help it. There we go. Okay. If you folded it exactly on the crease, it should turn pretty easy. That one wasn't perfect, but that's okay. All right, so turning it like that. So we've still got our folded piece there. So we're gonna, there's a crease, and I don't know if you can see it. All right, there's a crease from that previous fold, and we're just gonna fold it over. So this is that side flap right here that we had just made. So we're gonna take that and fold it over. Just like that. And same thing on the other side. There's a similar one from what we just folded, and we're going to fold that over too. Okay. Go. All right. And then we're going to keep turning. So turn. Okay. Nothing to turn or flip. And then turn. And fold these sides as well. So folding, oh, my finger's all over it so you can't see. Okay, turning and folding that just little side triangle over on both sides. Okay, that one wasn't as sharp. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. So everywhere we turn, we've got our little sides. Okay, and we've gotten all of them done. You're going to take the whole thing and lay it flat. It doesn't really matter where you start, but once you got it all flat, and then we're going to take these little triangle flaps and we're just going to fold it over. So folding straight down. You can give it a hard press if you want a sharp crease, or a soft press, up to you. That, and then yet again turning just like a page of a book. We've everything is on those center creases, so if they're nice and sharp, it should be pretty easy to turn. Turn again and fold this one down just like that. Slow press. and turning again, and fold that one down, and a little press, and then turning again, and folding that one down. Give it a little press. So this should be our current shape. Yet again, opening at the top, closed point at the bottom. Alright, so now this is where the magic really happens. This is always the most fun part. So you're going to take that opening and kind of gently pry it with your fingers. Gently, gently. And you have these creases down to the point. You're going to stick your fingers into the box, and you're gently going to press those creases out with your finger. Just kind of go along each of them and just give it a gentle press from the inside. You don't have to press hard. The paper will kind of magically pop up. It's really cool. Let's see here. So we're just kind of giving it a little press from the inside, and it will just take shape. Just like that. So see how it kind of just popped up? So there we have our basic box. Now some people kind of like the little sides poking out, so if you are one that loves the sides poking out, then by all means you can leave them that way. If you can't stand them, you can cut them off, you can do fun scissors on the ends, but I personally really like kind of tucking them down. So folding them down and under. Oh, okay, that's upside down. There we go. Down and under like that. So glue dot, as I said before, any adhesive you want. Other trick, depending on if you want more of a rounded bottom, which is, this is kind of a rounded bottom currently, or sometimes it sits a little easier if it's squared out. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of got a sharp crease along the edge. So I'm going to show you how I did that really quick because it's pretty simple. So corner to corner, I'm just going to take it and give it a little pinch. So if you do corner to corner, just each side, and give it just a little pinch, doesn't have to be a hard crease. What that'll do is it'll square out that bottom and it'll sit a little flatter. But this is just more of a personal preference if you prefer more of a rounded bottom of your box or a square one, but see, it kind of sits a little easier. Alright, so now the other thing for our handle, where's that? Okay, I misplaced my strip, but I'll go ahead and grab another one. So I just cut a quick 1-inch strip out of the same paper. Now if you're doing a bunch of these, you can just do a whole bunch at once. Go. So just a quick 1-inch strip. I'm sure I will find the other one here in a second. And then what I did, let me go ahead and grab that tear and tape here. So here's the tear and tape, which is just really kind of a quick and easy way to do these. Glue dots do work as well, but whatever you choose, it is important to press and hold as you're waiting for that to do a good strong adhesion. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of a triangle of tear and tape on those corners. And then you just pry off the backing. Fingernails or tweezers are handy here. Okay. You can see that. And just kind of give it a little press and fold around the corner. And so you can stick a hand inside and outside to give it a little press. Just like that to hold it down. Okay. And sometimes that little tip can be a little finicky, but you guys will get the hang of it. So then you have kind of that nice folded down side. So I'll go ahead and do the others just really quick, and then we'll just add the handle on. But I hope you guys really like this project. It was very popular with several Florida ladies. They wanted me to do it. So that's why it ended up becoming a video here. Okay. Yet again, press and fold. Do the next one. last one too. See, what's nice about the tear and tape, it's well named. You just tear it by hand, so very, very quick for projects like this one. Okay, just take that backing off. I'm just going to fold it over, just like that. Do our last one. Oh, I wanted to go down all the way. There we go. Okay. Alright, so now we have just our basic box with our little sides down. And then for our little handle, now you can do any size. This is a 1 by 8 inch to correspond, but you can make it bigger or thinner or wider any way you want. You can also leave it kind of that square if you like, or if you'd rather have more of a pointed tip, I recommend the triple punch, because it does have the smallest slot in there is for a 1 inch, so you can just slide it in and give it a quick punch and have either kind of that look, kind of the little banner, or if you flip it the other way and do it and feed it in this side, feed it in there, there we go, you can get that diamond shape like what I did on this one. So lots of options on how you want to do that, but I think I'm going to do this one just this other way for some difference, but really quick and easy effect. All right. And then I'm just going to take my hole punch and punch a hole and stick a little brad in it. And I like the brads because then you can kind of move the handle. If you don't care that the handle moves, you could either put a pearl or a rhinestone and just glue it straight on. So that is how we do the cute little origami box. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And if you want direct product links, they're going to be available in the video description below. Thanks, guys. See you next week.